receiving so many comments from so many people asking me why Indian students should not come to Japan, and I'm so tired of repeating myself over and over again, because I understand your problem. Some agent must be continuously trying to you know convince you to come to Japan and not pay heed to my advice. But the fact is, if you come to Japan and that agent, whoever it is asking you to come to Japan or luring you to come to Japan and giving you all the lists of the benefits that you will receive if you come to Japan versus if you go to any other European countries or all that, don't listen to him or her, because actually the economy of Japan is, I mean, it's not only in Japan, the economy of the entire world is down except India. India is growing now. So there are lots of opportunities in India. You coming to Japan will be like you voluntarily wasting 6 to 7 years of your life coming to Japan. So this morning I saw one news, and it's very heartbreaking, because an Indian student was attacked in America. I mean, and his body was found in dead body was found in a jungle, So that's not a right thing. That's not a safe thing. It happens in Japan also, but very rare. But nowadays, the problem with Japan is not about safety. The problem with Japan is no money. There is not enough money that these agents can offer you against the 6 to 7 years of your life. So that's why Indian students should not come to Japan. So earlier I went to many places, many places to see that is it only that the people that what I mean, there are some people, there is a group of people who always spreads rumor on Twitter and Facebook and social media. So they are the people who belong to this agent sect, and what they will do is they will try to manipulate the minds of people, manipulate everybody by saying this and that. And when like there's a saying that if 1,000 people are saying the same thing, it means it's the truth. But the thing is, you have to understand whether that's the truth or not. If there was so much money in Japan, we wouldn't be suffering so much after 20 years. Money should be falling from the sky. There is no money in Japan. Deepu Singh, hi. So these agents, after Corona, they are not able to bring students from India. Why? First, because India, Narendra Modi is coming as the Prime Minister for the third time, and the economy is on the full boom. So you don't need to leave your country and come to Japan to slog your ass like an idiot. Okay. Secondly, these agents don't have anything to offer. Nothing to offer, not even a good jobs. Like I'll tell you, I've repeatedly told you, I used to work in an airport, and I used to work in a good position. So these agents, they were like struggling. They were struggling to earn some money. So they saw me working at the airport, and they saw that okay, airport must be a place where they might get good jobs and all that. So they attacked the airport, and the Indian consulate and the Indian embassy, they all created a nexus, and that nexus took away my job. Okay, they manipulated many people so that I don't get a job at the airport. So you can understand how, I mean, you won't get the support of the Indian embassy, especially the Indian consulate. There is no support from these government entities for Indians in Japan, for Indian citizens in Japan. Okay, so that is one thing. That is the most important thing, that you don't have any support to fall back on. So if you're in danger, or if you don't have money, or if you have some problems, issues with your school, or any issues in your life, basically you will have to depend on these agents, and these agents will manipulate you, because they know how much money you have in your bank account, because they are staffing agency, they are friends with staffing agency. So the staffing agency people will tell them, okay, this, say for example, I have a problem, I go to this agent, and then this agent will be very kind to me, very nice to me, and then he will listen to all my problems, and then they will find out the information about how much money I have in my bank account, and how much cash I might have, where I work, what is my salary, everything, my background. They will check. The Indian consulate will give them your passport and your address, and they will check everything, whether you're from a well-to-do family or whether you're from a, poor family or middle class. What does your father, mother do? All these, they will check everything, and then they will tell you, okay, I will take you out of this problem, but you will have to give me so much money. This is the amount I will charge you for giving me for to take you out of this problem. So this is a simple thing. It's a very simple nexus that is not very difficult for you to understand. You see, it happens in India as well, but in India, India is huge. India is vast. There is so many people. Population is high. Nobody gives a shit about these agents. But in Japan, the place is limited. So, and when the Indian embassy and the Indian consulate themselves have people who are, agents sitting inside. Obviously, they are in the same nexus, so they won't be able to help you. I mean, won't be is the wrong word. They will not help you. In fact, they will create this problem for you so that they can take away the amount of money you have earned and the amount of money you have saved. This is a very bad nexus. So job seekers and all that, TITP people who are coming in TITP program, and then what else is there? The university student exchange programs, and then the hotel management guys who are being lured into coming to Japan for job, stating that you will be given this job, that job. Might as well you open a chai wala over there and you create your own brand in India. Nobody is going to eat your money. Nobody is going to take your money. Over here, they will show you a pink dream. They will give you a pink colored glass, and you will wear it, and you will stay there for 6 to 7 years until you take off that glass, just to realize that you've wasted 6 to 7 years of your life with these agents, listening to these agents and these guiding forces, and then you're going back home with nothing. By the time you go back home, you're old without money, and your parents also old without money. So this is what they will do to you. They do it to everybody who is coming here. For in the beginning, they will be very kind to you. They will show a very nice face, big shots. The consulate will ask the agents to come to consulate and take pictures with ministers and this and that, and lots of things they will do, and they will show an image on of the opportunities that you have in Japan. But actually, there is no opportunity in Japan. Japan is I wouldn't say Japan is a shitty place, but Japan is not a place for Indian students or Indian job seekers to come. No, not at this point of time. No way. You might as well stay in India, because if you invest 6 to 7 years of your life in India, even if you start off with a small tea staller, even if you set up a small tea stall in the roadside, in 6 to 7 years you will become like a millionaire. So there is no point of coming to Japan. That is the bottom line. More so, if you come, these agents have to take away some Japanese people's job in order to accommodate you, because they have to give you visa. So they have to take some Japanese job. So they will follow the Japanese, and then they will take away his job. They will bully the Japanese. In a way, they are continuously bullying the Japanese people, and any people who are not giving them commissions or who they are not earning out of, they will bully these people, and then they will give you the job, or give me the job, or give somebody. I didn't come through any agent, so I give a shit about their job. But yes, that is what they will do. You will come through them, so you will have to depend on them for a job, and then they will take away some Japanese people's job, and then they will come and give you a job with almost half the payment that Japanese used to get, and the rest of the half they will put it in their pockets, whereas the company is paying the same amount. It's just that they are coming in between, and they are taking their commission from your salary. That's what is going to happen if you come to Japan. And Japan is is not a place for you to come right now. You see, it's not a nice place for you to come. I mean, I've never seen this kind of, this kind of nexus in Japan for the past 20 years of my life until I opened my eyes wide to see what's going on. And I found out that I was the one who used to make videos on how to get jobs in Japan and how students should come to Japan and what kind of Japanese language schools the students must, look for before coming to Japan. And they used my videos, my information, they used my branding, vast chance branding, to bring you here. And the students who have come here, what are they doing? I will show you what are they doing. I mean, I'm not supposed to show you. This is Namba. Okay, there's a hotel like this, super hotel, and then there's another hotel over there. So you will find many students, doing the beds, cleaning up the room, washing the toilets and all. I mean, it's not a bad job if you get the amount that you are stipulated to get according to the Japanese government. The wage that these people are offering you are not the stipulated amount by the Japanese government. It's way below that because these agents are taking commission from your job. The number of hours you work, they will get paid for it. I mean, they will take a part of your wage as commission just because, just to show, I mean, just for so that you can work in these places. So they are sitting back at home and filling up their pockets, whereas the Indian students who are coming, I mean, why Indian students? Any students who are coming, leaving their country and coming to Japan are just ruining their life. Just ruining their life, People should not come to Japan as students or TITP or, I'll tell you, okay, tell me very, very honestly. Give me an honest answer. I mean, if there is any software engineers, I'm sure there are many software engineers who watch my live sessions. How much is your salary? I mean, mostly it's around 20 to 25 man yen, which is like 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh rupees, maybe 1,25,000 rupees in India. Most of them who are coming through these agents. I mean, but you're supposed to get way above that, People get 40 man, 45 man, which is like 3 lakh, 4 lakh, almost this equivalent to what you should be getting in Canada and Australia and America, So where is your money going? Your money is going in these agents' pocket. They are taking your salary. So why the fuck come to Japan? There's no point coming to Japan if you're not getting paid well. On top of that, I've seen many engineers, software engineers, who suffer from depression, culture shock, and then leads to depression. I mean, it's not because the people get depressed because of the language or the Japanese language Japanese people are bullying them or nothing of that sort. But these agents are bullying them on the sly. They're not coming in front to bully you, but they're bullying you. Like, they will not let anybody be your friends over here. You won't have a social circle. You will be alone. You don't know the language. People who are vegetarians on top of that will face another difficulty. Yeah. So for the first year, second year of your stay in Japan, you will be going through immense depression. I mean, I don't think the software engineers should go through any kind of depression in an Indian economy right now. There's no need. You can stay back at home. In fact, you will see in numerous videos of people returning back from USA, Canada, Australia to India to settle in India because, these people know. These people know that they don't need to. It's not safe anymore financially. There is no financial freedom. There is no stability in any country except India right now for an Indian. So that day I went to a seminar and these Indian people try to fool a lot of people. So I went to a seminar. These days I'm going to many seminars to exactly find out what's going on. So along with India, it was an Indian seminar, okay. So along with India, there's this Vietnam. People from Vietnam. There was a talk about Vietnam, and this was from a very well-known person in the Japanese society, very rich man from a rich company. So he was saying that, I mean, there's a rumor spread by these agents that Chinese people are, I mean, China is finished. China's economy is doomed. This is a rumor that they spread because they are friends with lot of staffing agencies and all that. So they use these staffing agency staffs to spread rumors about whenever they want. They manipulate the Twitter and the trends, you know. So they're spreading this rumor that China is doomed, Chinese economy is doomed. If you see around anywhere in Japan, you will see a strong connection with the Japanese, with the Chinese, because it's not China is not a small country. China is a big country. China is very big, in fact. I mean, it's not so freaking easy, and it's not easy to take out China from Japan, because the infrastructure and everything, almost everything, there is a Chinese connection somewhere or the other. Be it IT, be it infrastructure, roads, bridges, rails, everything. In fact, kanji also, the characters also. So it's not difficult to take out China from Japan, and neither is the Chinese economy doomed so easily. Yes, of course, everybody is facing hardships after the corona. And of course, there will be some country where, I mean, there will be ups and downs. There will be ups and downs in any country of the world. So now it's the growing phase of India. For 70 years after independence, there was no growing phase in India. So it happens. But that does not mean that Indian economy is doomed or the Chinese economy is doomed. But these agents are spreading this rumor very badly. Chinese economy is doomed. You know why? Because there are many Chinese people over here. So they are instilling fear in these Chinese people that Chinese economy is doomed. So China is finished. So you have to depend on Indian economy, and you have to depend on the Indian, the nexus of for these agents in order to survive in Japan. And this is how they manipulate the minds. Imagine manipulating a Chinese mind. It's not the easiest thing to do in this world. But these people are doing that. They're manipulating the Chinese people. They're telling the Chinese people that China is doomed. And then the Japanese population is doomed. If the Japanese people, even the oldest of the oldest person, they're very fertile, I'll tell you. This is a fact. If you give them a chance, they can, produce 10 to 15 babies within 10 years' time. Nothing has happened, but these people are instilling this fear. They're manipulating the minds, They are spreading this rumor, all these kinds of things, so that, continuously they will continuously manipulate. They will continuously keep spreading this rumor. So within 5 to 6 years of time, that rumor will turn into a reality, because Chinese people already started believing that China is doomed. That day somebody came to me and said, Chinese economy is finished. And I was like, oh yeah, really? And then they said, and korekara Indo, like from now onwards it's India. Of course it's India from now onwards, but that does not mean the Chinese economy is finished. I'll tell you the secret. I mean, it's not a secret, it's a fact. That day I went to a seminar and people were talking about China and the economy and its contribution to the Japanese economy and the business exchange percentage and all that, everything. And then came the word of Vietnam. So Vietnamese economy is on boom, definitely. It's on boom, it's rising. But why is it rising? Because China is sending raw material to Vietnam, because now Chinese wages and salary has increased, so the manpower cost in China is high. So if they have to assemble anything in China, then the cost of the final cost is increasing. So they are sending their raw material to Vietnam because Vietnam has cheap labor. So then they are assembling it in Vietnam and then they are exporting it to European countries and Australia and America. Okay, that is why the Vietnam economy is on a boom, which is the fact, right? Which is the fact. You cannot deny this. It's in papers, black and white. The figures are there. So if China doesn't stop sending the raw material to Vietnam, so Vietnamese economy is also depending on the Chinese raw material and the Chinese investment. You get my point. I'm not trying to, demean any country or insult any country or any people. I'm telling you the fact that how these Indian agents and how these, people who bring students and all that are manipulating your, your information. They're giving you wrong information. China is not doomed in any ways. Yes, of course, it's going through a hard phase, but it's not finished. At least these agents won't be able to finish up China from Japan or from China. They don't have the power to do so. These people are idiots. They think they can manipulate everybody. In India there is this thing like there's an excess of people who will continuously, gaslight you against someone, continuously gaslight you, or continuously backbite you against someone, continuously backbite against you. I mean to say they will continuously spread false rumors about you. There is a class of people in India who have nothing to do but, they are so jealous of each and everything. They are jealous of even a small rose plant. So they have to, kill that rose plant by throwing acid on that, or by throwing sweets on that, or something or the other, or by not watering that. There's a kind of people, a group of people in India. Why in India and everywhere? Now I know the Indians, I'm telling you. So that group of people has come to Japan few years back, a decade back, maybe 2 decades back. And these people are staying in Japan and they have ruined their life. They have fucked their life. They did nothing in there. They didn't achieve anything in their life. And then we came. And then we showed everybody how life should be, how beautiful life should be in Japan. Okay? Because we studied Japanese culture. So we showed people how beautiful life should be in Japan, how smooth life should be in Japan. So these group of people, these jealous nexus, they started using their staffing agency, all the staffs in the agency, and the Japanese language school students, and the Indian, few people, Indian restaurants where people go and sit and eat and chat around, the pubs and bars that they've opened where people normally go and, catch a drink and, chat. So these are the places they used to spread this rumor: Twitter, social account, Facebook, that the Japanese population. 3 things they have spread, and they have been spreading for the past, as far as I know, 10 years. Japanese population is declining. Japan is doomed. Chinese bubble has busted. China is doomed. Vietnam and India is on the rise. And anybody who does not listen to them or revolts against them or tries to, lead a free life will not get a job in Japan. These are the 3 things, 4 or 5 things they have spread amongst all the foreigners in Japan. So that time and time again, whenever they need, they can manipulate you. And then these people, they tied up with few Indian schools in the sense, hotel management schools, hospitality management schools, and then, these kind of schools. And then, and somebody from these agents go there and manipulate the students over there. Like, they will first watch if the student knows English or not. If the student does not know English, then the speech will be like, do you suffer from inferiority complex because you don't know English? Do you feel low when people speak in English in front of you? Okay. Now, if they find that you know English, well, you know English, then they will go and tell you that, do you feel inferior when your friends go to coffee cafe day just to have a coffee of $150, whereas you are having a 10 rupees coffee from a tea stall on the road? I will tell you the fact. The fact is that the coffee on the that we buy with 10 rupees from the tea stall from the road is, is way more fashionable than to go to cafe coffee day. I mean, I'm not taking names. I mean, than to go to a fancy restaurant and trying to prove that, you know, you're such a big shot. But this is the kind of thing they will do to you. And they're continuously doing to people, manipulating people. For example, if you get a job, right? You're working, you're doing, if you do overtime, then they will see if you need something or say, I know a person who is old and he doesn't have a kid, and his wife is working, and she's trying to do something on her own. Now they go to the person, family, the friends, the acquaintances, and then say, oh, she does not have a kid, but yet she is not concentrating on that. She's trying to concentrate on something else. She should concentrate on, you know, giving birth. These people are saying this. Now this husband listens to that and then goes and tells the wife that you should not, you know, you should stop doing all these things, and you must concentrate on, you know, getting a kid first. You remember, this is how they finish competition. They have only one thing to do: manipulate the mind. But there are some minds on earth which is impossible to manipulate. Impossible in the sense impossible. I mean, that impossible word is in the dictionary. If you make yourself impossible to manipulate, they won't be able to manipulate you. Understand my point? In Japan, we call them ganko. No matter how much you try to, you know, convince, and no matter how much you try to pressurize, no matter what you do, fucking nothing happens. Make yourself like that. I mean, concentrate on making yourself headstrong than to, you know, invest money give money to these agents to come to Japan. You make up your mind. You will do a business in Japan, in India, because India's population is growing. I mean, Indian economy is growing. So you will open up a roadside tea stall, or you will open up a vada pav stall. I mean, when Narendra Modi started this, you know, be self-eligible program, everybody used to laugh at him. Now we'll become a hawker. Now we have to become a hawker or what? So you can't provide us a job. I know for myself, a hawker earns at least 5 to 10,000 rupees per day. You know? I mean, depends on what you're selling, but that is a minimum. 5,000 is minimum. Imagine if you're doing that job for 30 days, you're earning 3 5 are 15, 1,50,000 is your earning. And your investment among that will be how much? 10,000? No labor, because you're doing it on your own. So 1,40,000, 1,30,000 is your savings. Imagine in 1 year, how much will you save? And imagine after that you can open up a chain of restaurants, or you can open up a big restaurant, invest in opening up your own IT company, invest in opening up your own hotel. Get my point? So people are there to ridicule you all the time until you're headstrong and you give a fuck about people and you do something on your own. So that is my point. Like, don't get influenced by any agents. No agent should influence you to come to Japan. No matter how big that party is, no matter how big that person is, unless Narendra Modi tells you to go to Japan as a student, don't come to Japan. Modi ji will never ask you to go abroad. Why will you go abroad? Stay in your own country. There's no point. I know why I'm receiving these questions repeatedly. I'm receiving these questions repeatedly because people are not convinced by these agents. Like, these agents are showing them pictures with big ministers and all that I'm such a big shot. Would you trust me, or would you trust anybody who is coming, Vaschan, who's coming online every day and talking about this? So you will trust Vaschan because you have seen me, you have seen my channel. People who have followed my channel and who knows me knows that I never lie, and I never think of doing anything bad for anybody. I'm always there to support people. That was all. My channel was I started my channel to help students and job seekers in Japan so that they could be free. These people are so stupid. They are being manipulated by these agents, and they're getting manipulated, and they're, you know. So that's what I'm telling you. And there is a poverty trap in Japan. Say, for example, you come as a student for 2 years, you learn Japanese language, you work hard, you save up some money to go to the university. Either you go to the university, which will be encouraged because the Japanese language school will help ask you to go to the university. If you don't want to go to the university, you want to get the work permit, then you had it. Then these agents will come into the picture, and they will give you a shitty job somewhere, they will give you a visa, and they will take away all your savings. Then you will do that job for 5-6 years, or maybe 4 years, 2 years. After that, these agents will poke your boss and, create some havoc in your workplace. And then you will again approach these agents and ask them to give you another job. So they will give you another job and take away all your savings. Like, they will charge you a certain amount against getting you a work permit for another job, and then again another job. So this way, after 6 years, 7 years, you will realize that you have nothing left. You have given it to the agents. You have given it to the agents. No, I'm not looking stressed, buddy. I know who is stressed. I don't have makeup on, that's it. Jihada. No makeup. कांड फट गई इनकी बकचोदी. Yeah, students and job seekers never leave India right now. And God forbid, if there is any problem, the Indian embassy and the Indian consulate is not there. They have vanished from the scene. When everything will settle down, then they will come back. They will come into picture in the forefront and say, okay, this is our number. If any problem, anybody facing any problem, you can contact this person. That's it. By then you're either finished, or you took help of some Japanese. I used to think that this happened only in the Congress reign. My bad. It's not about Congress. It's about the Indian consulate and the Indian embassy. People working in them are agents themselves. So in 2011, when Fukushima incident happened, this nuclear power plant disaster in Japan, so students, the Indian embassy took their families and these agents' families and all that. They were the first one to board the Air India flight and fuck off from Japan. Okay. So we kept calling on the emergency number that was posted online. We kept calling, nobody answered the call. And then we had to come, a group of us had to come all the way from Tokyo to Osaka, because there was like Air India gave extra charter flights that time to go to accommodate Indians, take them back. So we came all the way to Osaka. We stayed in the airport all night, and then we got the flight, and then we went back to India. Okay. They couldn't take us, like they couldn't offer any help. And then we went to India, and as usual, this was Japan. This is Japan, so after 2 weeks, everything was like back to normal. Not for people of Fukushima, but for other people from other cities and all that, everything, the life was back to normal. So we flew back again. I used to think that because it was Congress party that time, nobody's taking any action, it's corrupted and all that. But actually, it's not like that. The Indian embassy and the consulate people are corrupted themselves from the beginning. From their birth, they are corrupted. It seems to me like that. And then I found out that these agents, they are themselves agents. They take commissions from businessmen to get them businesses. They take commission to do business disruption. They take commission to bring students and all that, TITP and all that, to Japan. So this is a situation. It was not the Congress government who told them not to help us. Even in Modi government, these people are trying to, continuously, bully people, bully Indians, especially me, because I didn't come through any agent. They're not getting any money out of me. But due to Modiji's good governance, we can contact him directly. We can contact Jaishankarji. They can take actions. They can throw away. They can kick out innumerable ambassadors, Indian ambassadors and consulates from Japan. You know, it's very, it's insecure to come to Japan right now. Right now, in the sense like it's not a good thing to come to Japan at all. Okay, let me see. You are looking, oh, to par gaya. Lol, is everything okay? Anyways, how was your day? I'm 16, so everything is going up from my head. Trying my best. This is a Punjabi. Sing. तेरा तो यहाँ के मरना तय है. तू यही आके अपना जिंदगी बर्बाद कर. Because there are many agents who are Punjabis. Like there's an agent, Punjabi agent, who sends Punjabis to Japan. Imagine, instead of, enjoying your sweet 16, you're fucking sitting on my live chat and commenting. Yeah. So Indian students should never come to Japan. Job seekers, TITP, oh my god, TITP should never come to Japan. TITP is a very bad scene over here. I will catch hold of some TITP worker. I will get you some direct interviews from them. Don't worry. When time comes, I will expose that also. But TITP workers should never come to Japan. Don't even think of coming to Japan. So the rumors that they have spread, the Chinese economy is doomed, and then Vietnam economy is on the boom, which is also because of China's backing. Otherwise, there is no economy. And, Indian economy is on the rise, then why the fuck do you need to come to Japan? And the Japanese population is declining. Japanese population is declining because these people are bullying the Japanese people. Stop bullying the Japanese people. Stop taking away their jobs. Nothing will happen. It's getting chilly. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.